Hey everybody. Oh, just getting ready for a little more play testing. Haven't if you saw the notification of my earlier stream today, I'm just trying to test out some new gear and some new settings. Ideally, what I really wanted to do was I wanted to get my development laptop to stream, but it's just not working. It's just not good enough to do it. Even when I got the network set up and I had good enough bandwidth, just the laptop itself it just wouldn't run very smoothly. So, hey, that's what I get, right? That's what you get for developing on a old Surface. Yeah, and then this morning I had some weird feedback on the noise. That was the other thing I was dealing with. So I think I got all that taken care of. All right, speaking of taking care of things, so I had a nice long list out of the last video. Most of it had to do with pass rushing and run rushing. Watching the video back, I realized there was absolutely no difference between pass rushing and run rushing. And then I dug into the code, and I had a difference in there, but it just wasn't enough to make to really show up on the field. So I overhauled both of those. There was Blitz pickup was weird with the assignment. There was just a weird little logic error. I fixed that. The guy who is the Blitz pickup guy, so like the running back in this case, he when he was scanning to figure out who he wanted to pick up, he would actually pick up the right guy, but then he would almost immediately switch to open field blocking, and then the first part of open field blocking is, look to see if there's a better blocking option. And so he was going into blitz pickup and then immediately getting out of blitz pickup and going and doing other things. So, took care of that. What else did we have? Spy. Yeah, spy. That was funny. That was a really easy one. That was just I've run into a lot of issues because when I save plays, the way I save plays is I probably talked about this before. Each player has a list of route nodes, and that's what we're creating during this in this play creator screen. We're basically just playing with two variables. One variable is like if I go to this wide receiver, these little circles, these are the route nodes. That's what we're playing with. And when we go to a previous corner and we mess around with these things, we're changing route nodes. Those are saved as coordinates from where the ball is being snapped. So it's like the center of the field, line of scrimmage. This one is probably one, two, I don't know, 5 units to the right, 5 yards to the right, 3 yards in the Z direction. So it'll save it as 5, 3. Well, if your line of scrimmage is up here, 5, 3 is a different place on the field than when your line of scrimmage is down here. So what I have to do is I have to take these nodes and I have to add onto that the location of where the play starts. And that's something I keep forgetting to do all the time. I don't know why I keep forgetting it, because it's so obvious when I run the play, that things are wrong. But on defense, on something like spy, since there's no lines, it's easy to forget. So what he's doing is he's, like right here, his spy location is like 0, 5, right? 5 yards up, 0 yards to the side. So in order to create that spy location, I have to add that to the play line of scrimmage. But if I don't, he's thinking 0, 5 in real field terms, which is at the 50-yard. It's like way up here past the 50-yard line, because the 50-yard line is the 0 Z coordinate is the 50-yard line. So he's like, oh, I got to run up to the 50-yard line plus 5 yards. And that's why he's taken off running, is because I wasn't adding on to the line of scrimmage. Our line of scrimmage is negative 45 right now, which is, the 5 yard line of the offense. So anyway, a lot of behind the scenes math there, but that's a lot of the issues we've been seeing had to do with stuff like that. I had a couple. We didn't see it on the tape, but I saw it when I was getting ready for this stream. Deep zone was another area. Just little things like when I'm checking for a player running through the zone, I'm checking the zone radius. I define these zones by a radius because it's really easy to say, is the receiver X amount of yards to the left of where my zone starts? And if it is, cover him. That's a radius. But I was drawing the zones by diameter. So when a zone looked like this, so like in this case, what is this, about I don't know, 15-yard diameter in the X direction, or no, about an 8-yard diameter in the X direction. Well, I was drawing it, or 8-yard radius. So I would draw this with an 8-yard radius, but I would use, God, what was I doing? I don't know, I was doing something really weird with it. So basically, instead of an 8-yard radius, it was having a 16-yard radius. So he was covering guys that he wasn't supposed to cover. I don't know. It was weird. Basically, the drawing wasn't aligned with what the coverage was, so I fixed that. I fixed a bunch of other little things. A lot of interface things having to do with when I click a button and not clearing player responsibilities correctly when I reset the play. That was causing a lot of the issues we were seeing, like when guys weren't blitzing. Like they would get to the end of their blitz route and then they would stop. That's because when I had reset the play previously, I didn't clear all the variables correctly. Stuff like that. I don't know, something else about the player movement. So when players run, they're basically scanning this grid of positions they can go to, and then they're evaluating them all and removing some points and scoring other points and things like that. I revamped that whole system so that if the player's here in a small circle around the player, he has really fine position evaluation. It goes by foot. So like, right here, this player right here, within, I think it's like a 3-yard radius, he evaluates points every foot. Then he also does a large radius that goes out to about 8 or 10 yards. It's like only this little ring between 8 and 10 yards, he evaluates points by yard. So this way out here, he's just doing like a gross estimation of these points. In close, he's going really fine. And that's different from the way it used to be, where it was just this flat out grid, the whole thing. And that's for two reasons. One, I got better resolution as players are close together, and that's going to be good for blocking. Blocking and anything where players are getting close to each other, or when a player is getting close to his point where he's trying to go, he'll get much more accurate the closer he gets. But the other thing it does is it eliminates all those points in between the two rings. You don't need those. You only need, for the gross estimation, you only need the outer ring. And for the fine estimation, you only need the inner ring. Those medium ones never really get chosen. It's pretty rare that those end up being the top points that are chosen. Just because of how the formulas work. So I'm evaluating all those points for no reason. I'm just eating up, bandwidth, eating up CPU for no reason. So I just eliminated them all. So hopefully that just it lightens the load. It also allows me to get more fine on the close than I was before, because I was always worried about how many points I was evaluating. So that was pretty cool. That's also a lot gonna be helpful as we fine tune things like blocking and stuff like that. Yeah, so I got a bunch of stuff done. We're gonna test a bunch of things quick. I think most of them work. Some of the interface stuff. We're gonna look at pass rushing, zone D. We're gonna start looking at zone defense, man defense, and maybe just briefly look at where the quarterback is looking when he's getting ready to throw the ball. A lot of this stuff's coming together pretty good. So now it's just more, hey, start look a little bit at everything and see if there's anywhere we can improve or we need to improve before we move on. All right, so I only have 2 plays right now. I got this pass play and this defense, and we'll just use these and modify them as we go. I have my defensive ends in pass rush mode, defensive tackles in run rush. Everybody in zone except these 2 corners are in man. So we'll, got some deep zone, got some shallow zone. We'll mess around with these things as we go. So let's just give it a start. Yeah, oh yeah, that's something I found. Yeah, I'm glad that happened. All right, Future Sean. I noticed this after I made the build, and I didn't want to do a separate build for it. The quarterback is not avoiding collisions on his drop back, so I got to do that. So let's try this again. There we go. Just kind of get so he gets back in the pocket. All right. So this guy got through. Watch the difference between. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's put one of these guys in run rush. We'll put one D end in run rush, one in pass rush, and look at the difference between the ends. He's kind of doing lane discipline. This guy's flip-flopping all over trying to figure out how he wants to get to the quarterback. Watch it again. Back, in, out, and he beats his guy. This guy is gonna... That's the difference, is these... In run rush, they kind of do lane discipline. So you should see these 3 stay roughly, 1, 2, 3. They're not going to overlap each other, whereas this guy can go anywhere. See, 1, 2, 3. They've all kind of kept their lanes. These 2 got close, but they didn't. You see, they didn't really overlap, and they didn't really try too hard to get to the quarterback. I'm gonna let it run a little bit and see. Yeah, they're not really doing anything now. Let's run it again. I want to see these 2. All right, so they're not going to go way crazy. I forgot if I put that limiter so they don't just keep running straight down the field. All right, that looks okay. Let's put everybody in pass rush. I want to take a look at this. Yeah, that guy got through. That's fine. All right, 3 guys got through. What I'm looking at is because you see sometimes we get in this mode where, like, this guy right here, okay, he got through. Previously, when we were testing, we would get in that mode where this pocket would just sit there, and like he would just push out, and nobody would make any progress towards the quarterback, and it would just kind of just feel like it was stuck. It looks like my new pass rush AI is able to get past that. So one-on-one blocking, you don't see them just making the same. He's at least trying to get by. All right, so that's good. At least I fixed that. All right, let's look at. Let's go back. Let's take wide receiver 2 and let's run him through some zones. So let's run him through these guys' zones, and he may or may not get in that guy's zone. This is kind of an estimation. It's not just what it is. And let's take wide receiver 3 and let's also run him through 2 zones. And let's see what let's see what these 3 linebackers do. All right, so he goes over there, cover him. Oh, now he's got to switch off. He switched off. He switched. Oh, the ball's thrown, so he's going to keep covering him. What's he doing? He's not doing anything. Covered that guy. He should jump on him at some point. Oh, no, he's covered. He's covered too, but this guy, wide receiver 3, must not actually go through the zone. Let's move his line up. Let's have him actually go through a couple of these. Let's have him do this. Let's take wide receiver 2 and put him kind of above the 2 side zones. Covered. Hey, throw it. Stop throwing it. Let's do this. Let's make the pass take a lot longer to throw. All right, covered by that guy. He covers him. He covers him. Okay. Does anybody cover this guy? He goes up. Nobody's picked him up. Nobody's picked him up. He picks him up, which is what we thought. Alright, so that looks like it's working. Let's check this guy, the deep zone. Let's check the 2 deep zones. They should both pick up a receiver in the deep zone. Let's take our quarterback and let's really make him sit in the pocket. 3 seconds. Alright, they're not covering anybody. He got picked up. He got picked up. Alright, cool. Whoa, where'd he go? Oh, he left the zone, I think. Did he? He's covered. He left him to go cover that guy. Is that just because of my poor pat? Yeah, it's because of my poor. I left the gap. Right where that guy goes. I left a gap. That's awesome. That's funny. Alright, hang on a second here. Alright. Spy. Let's run spy. Spy. Alright, we're gonna, just so we can see it better, we're gonna have him spy on that line. And then let's add let's add a rollout node. And let's blitz this guy over here to give our running back something to do. Alright, so we got spy, we got blitz, and blitz pickup now. Alright, spy, working. Blitz, there's the running back. Okay. So the way blitz pickup works right now is the guy basically acts like an offensive lineman where he's trying, he wants to maintain that circle. So what he won't do, watch him. He's got the circle, he's in between that guy and the quarterback. He won't run out and blast the guy. Which, I don't know, maybe good or bad. Right now I like it that way because on a rollout like this it looks kind of dumb. But if I stay relatively close to the pocket, it makes a little more sense because now he's in there protecting. Right now he's totally focused on the blitzer. He's not concerned at all, like with this guy who just beat his man. I don't know. Do I like how that system works? So like if I take him and I take him out of blitz, let's put him in man. So I have nobody blitzing now. He basically becomes another pass blocker, but he didn't. He's like, nobody's helping these tackles out. To think about what I want to do there. These tackles are getting roasted. Let's give him a little more skill. I think it's because, you know what? I probably don't have. Oh, I don't think I'm applying the. So one thing I do, it's a little bit of a cheat, but it makes the blocking system work a little better. Is if a guy's getting blocked, I kind of hurt his speed a little bit. And the thought is I'm simulating, you know, when an offensive lineman's got his hands on you, you don't get your top speed anymore. It almost looks like I turned it off. I don't see. These guys are pretty quick to get around these linemen. I wonder if I've turned it off. Let's look at that. Because even if I go, let's go 75, 50. This should be a pretty. These guys should not be able to slip around offensive linemen with this amount of let's just go. Hey, the heck, why goof around? Let's just go straight up. Get out of here. We'll just go straight up. Like, give him a huge advantage. What is he doing? What is he doing? That's weird. No, they're getting. They're definitely getting slowed down. What is he doing? That's probably because the pass is already thrown. Well, he slipped through. Actually, yeah, I don't know. This is weird. Why is he not just hitting that guy? That's something to look at. When they actually get in, yeah, like, what's he doing? Why isn't he just running in there? Oh, is that the guy that's not the guy that's spying. Oh, is he man defensing the running back? Is that what he's doing? No? I don't know what that guy's doing. We're gonna have to figure that out. Alright. What's next? Let's look at man defense. I think man defense is pretty simple though. So, like, he's covering his guy, he's covering his guy, he's covering his guy. Boom, boom. Coverage, coverage, coverage. Just throws it. There's a little. Oh, there's like a little hesitation when he throws the ball. Great coverage. As soon as he throws it, he does that little. That's weird. Across. Ah, that's weird. I'm also noticing in man defense, these guys aren't, well, they're not avoiding each other, but that could be because they all have really low awareness. Let's try that. Let's crack that up. Let's put the offensive skill down a little bit. That could be their decision-making time. Hey, still, that's weird. Let's run it again. Coming across. A little better at. Yeah, there's something in there. As soon as he throws it, there's an AI that's kicking in that's telling him to move It's telling him to change where he moves. Oh, not that time. Yeah, I don't know why he's readjusting. Let's take a look at that later. All right, what else? Position, lead, passing, pass rush. So pass rush, I gotta look at the closing when they're closing on the quarterback to make the tackle. What the deal is there? Man positioning, yeah, they're great in coverage. It's when I throw the ball, the coverage breaks down. I wonder if that's because as soon as you throw the ball, the D-back has two options for his AI. One is to continue coverage, just flat out continue it the way you've been doing it. And that triggers if there's a pass recognition timer. So if not enough time has passed when the ball is thrown for the corner to recognize it, he continues to cover. So check to see if the coverage is still using the exact same coverage formulas as he was during the route, or if he is recognizing the pass has been thrown, what he's supposed to do is chase down the ball. But I wonder if the avoid collisions is kicking in when he's trying to chase down the ball, because if the quarterback is trying to lead the receiver on this route specifically, he throws it, is he see a collision between where the corner was and where the ball is going to hit, and is he trying to avoid collisions then? That would make sense. All right, so I'll have to change that somehow. I'll have to think that through. What do I want to happen? I don't want the corner just to mash into the receiver. Or maybe I do. I mean, they're both running. So the corner's most of the time not going to be able to smash the receiver out of the way. But maybe he will. I'll have to think about that. I'm not sure how I want to handle that yet. All right, let's do a running play. What's the alternate look like? Nah, I don't like that one. Alternate. Nah, I don't like that one. Base. Let's do this out of the base. All right, let's make this a run. Running back one. Yeah, I deleted all my other plays, so I have to remake this play if I want to. Let's actually have it go be an inside, kind of, not an inside run play, but kind of inside run play. Running back two will be a lead blocker. And we'll just have him flat out blast over there. Let's go back to running back one. Previous node. Let's give him a little delay time. And I think that should do it. Let's save this just in case I want to load it back. It would crash or something. I want to load it up again. My delay time didn't kick in. Running back two. Oh, it's because I gave it to pass time. Duh. Whoops. Previous node. Put the delay on the pass. There is no pass. That's all right. I kind of like that. They push the right way. There was a hole there. Oh, that's not bad. Let's take running back 2. Let's do it in here. Let's do it here. Okay. Oh, that's probably a interface type issue. Whoops. That's weird. Let's remove all this. Let's make him runner. Yeah. Yeah, I still have a few little issues there. Get a little bit of a hole. Let's get the defense down and so I can see a huge hole. Where are they blocking? He's blocking. Oh, they're pushing that way. Why is he pushing that way? I wonder why he's pushing him that way. Maybe he's not trying to. Maybe that's just how the defensive line worked. Let's put that guy and run rush and see what happens. Yeah, it's because the defensive end is moving that way. It's not that he's being pushed that way. He's rushing that way. God, I love these holes. These holes are sweet. Let's try to get a little more lane discipline over here. Run rush. I mean, they're being outclassed, but let's do it anyway. Yeah, he's just getting mashed. All right, let's make it even. All right. Yeah, I might be overdoing it on looking for running space. Like that's small, but he should still be able to run through there. Or it might be something else. It might be he doesn't believe he's gotten to that point. Oh, wait a minute. Is it this? Yeah, I might be missing. I wonder if my delay time's not working right. All right, that's something to look at. We'll take a look at that. What else? Let's do a blitz. I just to make double check and make sure my blitz AI is working right. I think it is. I think it's fine, but let's just blitz somebody. Just a blitz. There we go. He's coming in. He blitzes. Okay. Oh. That's probably good for right now. What do we got? 33 minutes. That's pretty good. Oh. So, what am I going to do next? I think enough of this is working that I may want to start upgrading the interface. I have to do some interface stuff. Let's maybe start upgrading the interface. Maybe tighten up those few AI things I saw. Maybe start getting into kick return, maybe? I don't know. It might be worth spending some time on this interface, though, and just making sure that it all looks good and so that when I'm testing things, it's actually doing what I'm seeing. I think that's probably where it will probably be good to spend some time there. Because like this running back thing, is there a problem there? Is it that my delay interface isn't working right? Is it a logic thing? I don't know, because I don't know if I can trust this yet. So maybe that's where I need to work, is on that. So that's what I'll do. I'll spend some time on that. All right, that works. Well, I think with that, call it a day for laying tape, and we'll see where we're at tomorrow. See ya.